Hey everybody, welcome back. We got another Enter the Maelstrom battle report for you today. Joining me is Hutch with his Imperial Guard. We're going to be doing 2,000 points Maelstrom of War, Tau Empire versus Imperial Guard. Alrighty, first up we have the Imperial Guard. Hutch is going to walk you down his army there. Go ahead, Hutch.
Alright, there are a couple proxies in the list. I left some models on my painting table. But first up, I have a veteran squad in a Chimera. They have 2 plasma guns and a heavy flamer. For an HQ, I've got Pask and a Punisher with heavy bolter sponsons, and he is accompanying Executioner with a whole las cannon and plasma cannon sponsons. I've got over here, this squad is identical to the first one with 2 plasma guns and 1 heavy flamer. All of my veteran squads have carapace armor. Veteran squad here with 2 melta-guns and a heavy flamer and carapace armor and a Chimera. My grenade launchers are subbing in for melta-guns at this point. I have 2 squads of 2 scout sentinels with autocannons. A second squad of veterans with double melta, heavy flamer, carapace armor, and a Chimera. A squadron of 2 wyverns. A vendetta. I have a 5-man stormtrooper squad with a plasma pistol on the sergeant and 2 plasma guns. Again, a couple proxies because my models are sitting on my painting table. I have 2 basic lemon russes with just the whole heavy bolter.
And are they a squadron or are they individual?
They are individual.
Okay. Alrighty, so there's the guard for you. We will be right back with the Tau. Alright, next up we have the Tau half of the army. Walk you down it in force organization order. First off, for our HQs, we have the commander that I always run. XV802, so 2+ armor, toughness 5. Vectored retro thrusters, pure tight Ingram neuro chip, multi-spectrum sensor suite, command and control node, all that good stuff. So he's just a support commander. My other HQ is an ethereal with no war gear. Then we have for our troops 3 independent squads of fire warriors. They're all the same, they're identical. 10 fire warriors in each squad with a devilfish, and each devilfish has twin-link smart missile systems. What else? Twin-link smart missile systems, sensor spines, disruption pods, and that's it. For our fast attacks, we have a unit of 3 piranhas, fusion blasters, and gun drones, and then 2 units of pathfinders. There are 8 guys in each squad, and they have no upgrades. We have for elites, we have the 3 crisis suits with dual fusion blasters, and then we have in our heavy support slot 3 broadsides, high yield missile pods, smart missiles, target lockers. They have 6 missile drones with them. Oh, also on the crisis team, 2 of them, the 2 black ones have target lockers, the green one has a vectored retro thruster. And then we've got 2 hammerheads that have solid shot and submunitions on their railguns. They have twin-link smart missile systems, disruption pod sensor spines, and black sun filters. So that's the Tau half, and we will be back after deployment. Alright, we will walk you down the table. Our objectives, 1 is in here. We have another in the fountain. A 3rd one there next to the Tau's gun emplacement, which that's obviously their deployment zone. Another back there. Another here, and what am I forgetting? 1 right there in the edge of the red building. So those are our objectives. That is our table, and we will be back after deployment. Alright, deployment is complete. The piranhas and all 3 devilfish went on this end. The broadside nest deployed along the edge here. Got 1 team of pathfinders here and 1 team of pathfinders there in the building. They've already made their scout moves. 2 hammerheads in the backfield, and the crisis team is deep striking. The wyverns and the command group are down here. The plasma veterans there, the 2 melta veterans in the back here. Their empty Chimera is screening there, 2 individual russes, and then the other squad is down here to take that objective. He has his stormtroopers for deep strike, his Sentinels for outflank, and his Valkyrie in reserve, or Vendetta in reserve right now. So that is where we are at the moment. Warlord traits, he has passed, so he has passed standard Warlord trait. And then for me, I rolled on strategic and got the one that causes 3 units to make a pinning check before game starts. So you want to make a pinning check on these guys. Leadership 8, yes?
Yes.
So they are fine. They're good to go. And it is not fight on turn 1. The Imperial Guard are going first unless the Tau can seize the initiative. And they do not. So we will be back after Imperial Guard turn 1. Alright, Guard turn 1 is over. Thankfully, that went about as rough as it possibly could have. 13 3+ cover saves, or 15 failed. Or no, let's see, 6, 7. I made 2. So yeah, 9 3+ cover saves, failed 7 of them. Lost all the drones, took a wound on the commander. Thankfully, they did at least pass their check. Wyverns hit with every shot except 1 and dealt me like 17 wounds there. Wounded with all 17 dice, so lost all of them. And he was given 3 objectives that he scored for standing on the objectives in his edge. So 4-0 Guard after turn 1. 3 objectives, 1 first blood. Tau are going to try to crawl out of an abysmal hole after that first turn and see if we can salvage something out of this and make it a game. We will be back after Tau turn 1. Alright, the Tau have answered with some damage back to the Guardsmen. 5 guys died in this building. The other 5 held their ground. We put 1 damage point into this Russ and immobilized it. Did nothing else to it. Let's see, what else? We destroyed the Wyverns. That's right. That's right. The broadside nest destroyed the 2 Wyverns. So we did score 1 point. We scored hold the line because I have 3 scoring units within range of my board edge. And he does not have any. The other 2 were not doable at this point. So we'll see if we're going to discard them or not. But that's where we're at right now. Right now it is 4-1 in favor of the Imperial Guard. And we will be back after they answer with their turn 2. Alright, Imperial Guard turn 2 has come to an end. Luckily for me, not nearly as bad as the first turn. The commander did take 1 more wound from plasma. Everything else there was shrugged off. The Guard continued their advance. They drew 2 more cards for objective 4. They've scored 3 points on that stupid objective. But he got both of those. He had to make me make a morale check for his other card, and he did not do that. So he scored 2 more points. That makes it 6-1 for the Guard going into Tau turn 2. That's including first blood. So that's where we're at right now. Oh yeah, the Sentinel, he did have some pretty rough luck on his reserve stuff. Everything came in except the flyer. The Sentinels walked on, and one of the broadsides intercepted with the quad gun and destroyed one of the Sentinels, and weapon destroyed the other, so shut them down. And these poor stormtroopers scattered over here and landed on my hammerhead and rolled a 1 for their mishap. Those 2 did come in intact, though. They saw what was happening to their buddies on this end and decided it was safer to come in down there and throw lead from long range. So we also did Pask managed to wreck one of the piranhas and stun the second one, and they jinked, so they will all be snap firing this turn. We will be back after Tau turn 2. Tau turn 2 has come to an end. Tau drew secure objective 5, which is the objective back there, and they did that, and secure objective 4, which they did in this building. We've moved all of our fire warriors up. Shot at some targets, we'll go over that in a second. Cleared this one, and the drones moved up and surrounded that to secure that. So we scored 2 more that turn. I think that makes it 6-3 including first blood.
Yes.
5-3 without. We destroyed this Chimera with side shots. This devilfish decided to go crazy. And what did I call it? A devilfish? This...
You killed the squad out of that Chimera as well.
Yeah, that
you killed the Chimera and then slaughtered the...
Yeah, the Chimera went down to, let's see, I think the Devilfish did two damage points to it, and then the... What finished it? I don't remember. Anyway, something killed this tank, and after this tank died, the guys spilled out, and then the broadsides fired through the gap, and there is a big muddy paste right there in the street. So that's where... Oh yeah, and this battle tank exploded. These... crisis suits dropped in, blew that tank up, and scooted over here. Knocked 1 point out of Pask, and that about covers the damage. So we're waiting. Oh yeah, and the fire warriors in the back killed one of their own number, destroying that other sentinel. They went ahead and blew it up to get it cleared out of the backfield. So that is turn 2, and we will be back after guard turn 3. Bad luck continues for the Tau. Valkyrie comes on, loses 2 damage points to Interceptor. The broadside nest is dealt 9 wounds, fails 8 saves. So the commander and 2 of the 3 saints are gone. The last one did pass his save. Lost 3 Pathfinders, and a shot from the multi-laser penetrated and weapon destroyed one of my piranhas. So not a good turn at all for the Tau. Not much of a fun one either. But see if I can answer back. I still have a couple of tricks. Probably not going to be enough, but stick in it and see what we can do. So we will be back after Tau turn 3. Oh, also he scored like 7 more points that turn. So what's the total right now, Hutch?
I scored 3 points for a total of 9.
Okay, so 9 to 3.
Yes.
So 9 to 3. We will be back after Tau turn 3. Okay, the Tau got a little bit of a breath of fresh air back in there. We did manage to draw a card that if we got 3 scoring units within 12 of his board edge, we scored D3 points. We got the Devilfish, the Drones, and the Crisis team, and they scored 3 points on the D3. We also scored Assassinate because the Crisis team moved over and destroyed the Executioner and the Punisher, putting an end to that violent Reaper of everything. I would say Reaper of Souls, but they're Tau, and Tau don't have souls. So, Reaper of Fleshy Husks, finally it's over. But that said, there's still a lot of game to play, a lot of objectives to draw. We did score character there. So he punched my leader out for 3 or 4 points.
3 points.
He punched mine out for 3. I punched his out for 2. So I guess that, in a weird way, kind of helped me a little bit. I'm still down by 1 in that department, but at least that helped some. And the big one was the rolling the 3. So we're going to see. That gave the Tau enough breath to continue. They were getting ready to tap. Their arm was twisted to the point of snapping, and that gave them, the draw there gave them enough breath to hold on. So we're going into turn 4. We're going into the top of turn 4, and we'll be back after the guard answer. And I'm praying that it's not as bad as the last 3 turns have been. We'll be back after 4. All right, the guard drew 2 more cards they were able to capitalize on. They destroyed the quad gun and got a point for that. They also destroyed my piranhas, both of them with 1 multi-laser. Go figure that. But it happens. They destroyed both piranhas, got a point for that. So 2 more points to the guard, 11 to 7. We will be back after, or it's 11 to 8. Yeah. 11 to 8. So we will be back after Tau turn 4. All right, we went ahead and played the next turn and fast ice the last one because my opponent's having to get out of here. So if you see him yanking models from across the table, that is not God's hand. That is in fact my opponent moving his models. So at this point, what was the final score?
16-13. Tau favored.
16-13 in favor of the Tau. Somehow we got the objectives we needed right at the last. After
all your D3s, you got a 3 on your dice roll.
Yeah, that was ultimately the big thing. That was the big thing. I had two D3 rolls and both of them were 3s, and those 6 points put me in the lead. I mean, if I hadn't drawn those, that was about the only dice roll that I can say going back that I really was like, yeah, that one was mine. That and you immobilizing every vehicle that tried to move, yeah. So the Vendetta did die. It was trying to score Linebreaker, but it was destroyed. These guys jumped out and destroyed the Lehman Russ battle tank and jumped back for Linebreaker. I mean, takeaways immediately at the table. My big one, these guys, my Crisis team, are MVPs. I will probably be running 2 units of them in the future. I'll probably drop the Piranhas for 2 squads of them because those guys are just fantastic. They're the only thing in this army that feels like it destroys armor efficiently.
Hammerheads, I would probably.
Yeah,
they didn't do anything this
Yeah, Hammerheads were not that effective. What about you, Hutch? Any takeaways for the guard?
Overall, I like the list that I played. I tried to balance out between Flamers and AP2 weaponry.
Mm-hmm.
The Scout Sentinels coming in from the sides, debatable. I'm going to play them a few more times. I like the Pask HQ. It's a nice resilient warlord. I feel like my mix between objective secure troops with having 4 veterans and chimeras and other units is a good balance. Overall, I felt like my list was good. I had that early lead thanks to lucky objective card draws and horrible dice on your end.
Yeah, I mean, ultimately, that was what I was going to say. Is the one thing about Maelstrom of War, if you're going to play it, if I took anything away from this, it's stick it out to the very last second, because you never know what's going to come up. I mean, I was ready to tap out a couple of times around turn 3. I actually contemplated it when we had the camera off, thinking, you know, I'm not sure I want to continue with this, because, I mean, failed all my saves on the broadsides and on their drones, failed a bunch of saves on other stuff, and missed with a lot of shots that were very critical.
8 of 9 2+ saves on the broadsides to watch your warlord get killed.
And like you pointed out, it's like, I mean, I swung 3 points right there. I mean, I was able to get 2 back, but that was just for both of us, that was a rough blow losing our leaders when we did it. Stick it out to the end, because I think at one point you were winning 9-2.
Yeah, 9-3. Yeah,
9-3.
I had a 9-3 victory,
and I just managed to swing back.
16-13.
Because if you dig, I guess what I'm taking away from this is if you let your dice dig deep, or let your turns dig deep enough into the Maelstrom deck, eventually things flush out. Like when the game starts, maybe not so much, but eventually things flush out. So we're going to call it there. We'll have maybe some more formalized thoughts that aren't so idiotic at the end of a crazy game in the blog. We'll have Army List there as well. And let us know anything that you saw that you think we should have done different. As I always say, play armchair chair back, blah, blah, I'll get it right in a minute. Armchair quarterback. And tell us what we could have done differently. As always, thanks for watching, and we will be back with more very soon, so stay tuned.